You're listening to the Master Passive Income Podcast Network. Welcome to the Master Passive Income Show. My name is Dustin Heiner, and I'm here to help you get financial independence, quit that J-O-B, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate so you never ever have to work a job again. And today, we're going to be talking all about how you can make passive income in many, many different ways, and how Master Passive Income is literally going to be showing you how to do it. All right, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Master Passive Income Podcast, where we talk about investing in real estate with a special focus on making enough money so you can quit your job and live the dream life. And now, here's your host, Dustin Heiner.
What's up? Super blessed as always to have you listening to the show. Honestly, week in, week out, I'm very blessed to have you. And over the weekend, I was at a conference. It was a summit called the Conscious Investor Summit. A good friend of mine, her name's Julie Hawley. She put on the Conscious Investor Summit. And there was a good amount of people there that listened to the show, or at least a few people. It was nice to run into some people that knew the show. So it was so fun when they came up to me and said, "Hey, Dustin, I listen to your podcast." I'm like, "No way. You're the one that listens to the podcast." So I am super blessed that you listen to the podcast as well. But like I tell them, I want you to realize this as well. I'm literally just like your next door neighbor. Just think of me as your next door neighbor, somebody who figured out a way to make money to provide for myself and my family without working that dead-end job. Now, the great thing about passive income and being successfully unemployed is it affords me to do many other things with my time and my life. So what's coming up is so exciting. It's nerve-wracking, lots of work, but here's two things that are going on right now. Number one, RubeCon. RubeCon, as you're listening to this, so when this airs, you might be also listening to this like a couple months later or however long later. But right now, RubeCon, the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference, my conference, it's going to be happening this week. I released this on a Tuesday, and the conference starts on Thursday. If you're not going to be there, I feel sorry for you. This conference is so much fun, and I literally created it for myself as an investor when I first got started. I wanted a conference that was going to be so, just basically a giving conference where there's nobody trying to get money out of you. There's nobody saying, run to the back and go give us lots of money. It's normally $1 billion with $1,000 today. I didn't want any of that. I wanted something that was just friends getting together and helping each other to invest and to learn and to grow and to connect and even partner possibly. So that's the conference. This year we have close to 500 people coming. It is absolutely amazing. We have, I think, 55 speakers. It's so fantastic. I will hopefully see you, my one listener that I have, at RubeCon as well. It'd be so much fun to see you at RubeCon. If you haven't got your ticket, you can get your ticket. It's not too late. Go on the site, use my promo code MPI20. That will give you 20% off the pass. Right now, it's the fullest price, but it's an annual conference. We'll be doing it every single year. In 2025, we'll be in St. Louis one more time, so keep that on your radar. Now, here is another amazing thing that I want to talk to you about in passive income. You guys know that I love, everything about what I do, all the businesses that I build. I try to build passive income businesses. Now, RubeCon is a business. I try to make money, not saying that I can because hotels are very expensive, but it's not very passive unless I hire people. So hiring people has been absolutely amazing, or honestly, volunteers. Like getting volunteers that say, you know what, I just want to be a part of your vision. I want to be a part of what you're doing to help people. Those people are absolutely amazing, and they're coming to volunteer to be a part of RubeCon, which is fantastic. Now, this show is all about passive income, this episode. Now, obviously, the entire Master Passive Income show is all about real estate and passive income through real estate, because I know when I bought one rental property, that check that came in the mail, $317 was that check in the mail. The very first check, I could literally picture it in my mind. I was standing in my convenience store that I own, started from scratch. I'm a business owner, So a convenience store, and I looked at the check. It was I could picture myself literally standing there in one of the aisles where there's the cold storage, where all the sodas are on the left-hand side of me. On the right-hand side is where all the candy bars are, and I'm looking straight. There's a cash register, but I open the mail, and I see this check, $317. I thought, this was the easiest money I've ever made. In fact, I bought the property one time, and then the property works for me over and over again. I don't have to do any more of work. Like, I literally now have experts running the business for me. So that is what Master Passive Income, my real estate investing show, is all about. Now, I've always had the vision of Master Passive Income talking about all types of passive income, or as many as we could come up with, passive income to help you as the investor or as the person that wants to become successfully unemployed. I wanted to create more content, more ways for you to gain passive income. Now, if running a 500 person, starting running and creating a 500 person conference is enough work, I put it on myself that I wanted to do something about this. I guess problem, it's not really a problem. This vision, that's better. I want to do something about this vision that I have to help you with more ways to have passive income. That was my ultimate goal, was to get you to be successfully unemployed, financially independent, financially free, retire early, whatever you want to call it, whatever your vision is for your life. Travel the world, play with your family, go to the gym all the time, whatever it is that you want to do with your time instead of working for somebody else, working that dead-end job. Well, I wanted to put more of my effort towards helping you in many other ways. Now, we can think of other ways to make passive income. One way can definitely be real estate investing. I love it. I make lots and lots and lots of money without working because my properties work for me. That's what the real estate podcast is for. The Master Passive Income Real Estate Podcast is for that. But there are so many other ways to make passive income. It's absolutely amazing. Think about writing a book. If you write a book like Stephen King and you just keep pumping out books now, people love them. Don't get me wrong. In fact, I never read one of them. My dad read all of them, like literally all of them. And Stephen King, not my dad, but Stephen King literally makes money over and over again from that one book that he wrote. Now, let alone his probably, 1,000 books that he's written himself. Now, with those thousands of books that he's written, he's making money from every single time that sells. But he worked one time and it's getting paid over and over and over again. Now, think of Michael Jackson. His estate has to make, I'm just going to guess, but because of all of his songs, everything that he's done in his life, he did it one time, and he makes money continually over and over and over again. No, I'm not going to teach you how to write songs and sing songs. That's not something I would actually want to do or maybe even teach, but because I can't sing, that's definitely for sure. Like if you ever go with me to karaoke, and usually when I go to conferences, my friends want to go to karaoke, I go and hang out and laugh at them while they're singing, and I just kind of nod my head and, sing along to the really loud parts like Sweet Caroline. See how bad I sound? So I sing really loud with them. But what I'm saying is I don't sing, but that's a way to make more passive income. You make the song one time, and if it plays on the radio, somebody buys it on iTunes or something like that. I think it's called iTunes still, maybe Apple now, whatever. Then they make money continually over and over again. Now, here are some amazing things that this is really what is the big thing that's happening. And last week I teased it out that Master Passive Income is turning into the Master Passive Income Podcast Network. Podcast Network, I never thought this would happen, and I'll be completely honest. It is all in thanks to the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference that I created, basically bringing together all of my friends and meeting more amazing friends as well. In fact, I will tell you 100% without a shadow of a doubt, most of the stuff I have in Master Passive Income and RubeCon and now this podcast network would not be here if I did not go to my very first conference in 2017. It's called FinCon, the Financial Content Creators Conference. I've told you guys about this a couple times, but I don't miss because that first time in 2017 changed my vision for what I can do to help people. Because I've seen so many other people, I connected with other people. Now it's like a family reunion every single time I go. But because of the people that I connected with at the conference, same thing that if you come to RUBCon, the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference, you're going to connect with people that are like-minded, putting their money towards, like, they're literally spending more money to fly to a location, buying a ticket, paying for a hotel because they're so serious about what they want to do. Same thing with their time, getting maybe time off of work. Now, with all of this, I would have to say this podcast network came because of RUBCon, the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference, and Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference came because of another conference. But here is what's happening. This is so amazing because I have so many amazing friends who, and here, okay, I'll be completely straightforward and honest with you and actually a little candid. If I don't like somebody, I don't do business with them. If I don't like them, then I'm not going to take them on as a client. If I don't like them, I'm not going to, well, here's really where it came from. When I was younger, I started my business. I started a convenience store and I signed the lease for a location. And in that lease, the landlord was a atrocious person. He was absolutely like, every single time I talked to him, it felt like I was being punched in the face. Just his presence, who he was, how he looked. And honestly, he was a jerk. Most people, I would not say that about. This guy was absolutely a jerk. He was not a nice dude at all. Somebody I would not even want to talk to, let alone be in business with. So what I realized was, my goodness, life is short. I could work with plenty of other people. They can work with other people. Life's too short to work with people that you don't get along with or you might not even like. So what's great is because my goal now is to serve people, and my keynote at RUBCon, you're going to hear the 4 legacies and it's going to be amazing. I'm actually going to release it here on Master Passive Income as well. So you can hear, I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy that these 4 legacies are going to help you just like it helped me. That's my ultimate goal, is help you just like I've been blessed. Now, I've realized though, that because I try to serve more people, I try to connect with more people, I try to help more people, people look at me and say, you know what, Dustin, you're nice. I want to help you out. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I wasn't doing it to get something back, but thank you so much. That has happened countless times to me, which is amazing. Now, because of all of this, RUBCon, my service to other people, me just being a Christ-following friend to anybody, even people who are not believers, they are hearing me, and the Bible says, let others see your good deeds and glorify your Father who is in heaven. I absolutely, as best as I can, live by that. And there's another quick idea that people say, never meet your heroes. Well, there are people that come up to me and say, hey, Dustin, like you're like a celebrity to me. I'm like, whoa, stop. No, I'm not a celebrity. I appreciate it though, but think of me as your neighbor. Like I said a little bit earlier, I want you guys to think of me as just a normal person. And as best, I do not want you to come away from meeting me in person. And if you come to RUBCon, you will absolutely see, as best as I can, I'm the same person to every single person, because that's what, let me say it this way. That is what Christ did, and that's who Christ is. My goal is to live Christ, to show Christ, to share Christ, because I believe he is God, and he said he did not come to be served, but came to serve. Then that's what I need to do. Now, wrapping all of this up, there are so many ways to invest. There's so many ways to make passive income. There's so many ways to do all of these things to make money. And with that, I've come across so many amazing people that I've collected. When I say collected, it's more of like, hey, I have this vision of helping 1 million people to invest in real estate. I also have a vision to help more and more people to get passive income. So this is the birth of the Master Passive Income Podcast Network for you. Now, all of the shows, we're going to have 5 different shows to start with. and it's going to be absolutely amazing. Now, all the shows are not going to be here on Master Passive Income. And I want to pause for a quick second and share that, honestly, I really want you to invest in real estate. Now, my new goal is to help 1 million people invest in real estate. So 2 things I would ask from you. Number 1, if you get anything out of this episode, please share it with somebody else. Just say, hey, check out Dustin at Master Passive Income. He really wants to help 1 million people to invest in real estate. That's number 1. Number 2, I want to get you to invest in real estate. Get my real estate investing course absolutely for free. Text the word rental, RENTAL, to 33777. Rental to 33777. I'll literally give you my course, show you how to find an area of the country to invest, how to build the business first. I always talk about that, and how to find the right properties, how to make sure you're getting experts to do the work for you, and scale the business to where you're making $250 or more in passive income. Scale it to quit your job. I'll literally get to you, or go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course. Obviously, it'll be in the description, but I really, really want you to invest in real estate, because the more that actual, normal, everyday people own real estate that are good landlords, the better everybody's life gets. They are their own podcasts. Like if you search the other shows, you're going to find them as well. Breakthrough Investor. We have Breakthrough Investor. We have Charles Rose Jr., he and William Palmer have their own show. They're co-hosting a show. Great, amazing information. They talk a lot more about mindset. Well, you guys know I'm really tactical. I tell you how to do things step by step like a coach. Well, they love the mindset focus, and with that, how to break through barriers and to become successful and scale your business. That's one. I also brought on Terry Shower. She's up in Canada. Oh, shoot. I can't remember exactly which. Is it province? Sorry if you listen to Canada. I don't know how Canada is. I'm just, I guess red-blooded American. I don't really know. But she's on the East Coast, I guess what I could say, because I remember time zone-wise. But with that, she called me up and said, hey, Dustin, I love what you're doing. I love the vision of what you're doing. I want to be a part of that. So we brought her podcast, rebranded it. I helped her to understand how to podcast a little differently to hopefully make her podcast a little more appealing to more people. And her podcast is the Real Escape Investing Podcast. Real Escape, play on words instead of real estate investing, but Real Escape, because her vision is to help people escape from that grind, the W-2, to be successful and employed. And with that, she not just focuses in Canada, but United States and Canada. And so she has her podcast, and she's a fantastic investor herself. All 3, Charles Rose Jr., William Palmer, and Terry Shower, all speak at Rubicon. Another person. Before I tell you about the person, let me tell you about the need, or I wouldn't say the problem. Yeah, the need of what I've seen with Master Passive Income. So because of how I teach, and honestly, how I invest, I really do not want to teach apartment complexes. Now I do it. I don't want to teach note investing. Now I do it. I don't want to teach that stuff. That's not something that I'm passionate about. And I haven't really done it enough to really feel like I'm an expert to really teach that. In fact, I'm not the type of person. Well, let me say it this way. I always thought, somebody say, hey, I'm quitting my job to be a life coach. I think to myself, life coach? Like, number 1, what is that? And number 2, are you that good at life that you can't now coach people how to be good at life as well? That just seems a little off to me. Not saying that they're off, but I always thought if you're going to be a life coach, let me say it this way. If you're going to coach anything at all, you should literally be one of the best people, or be so good that you can help just about anybody behind you. This is the reason why I'm bringing on my next guest. I saw the problem, or the need. So with Master Passive Income, I'm always talking about residential 4 units and below. But there's a need for apartment complex investing, multifamily investing, and coaching as well. Charles Rose Jr. and William Palmer, they coach residential 4 units and below. They coach how to get storage facilities. They coach how to get into mobile home parks, because they've done that, because they're experts in that. Now, the multifamily, raising capital, or investing private money, your own private money. Let's say you have more money than time. You might be a doctor or something where you have a lot more money than time. Well, there's a way to make passive income by investing that money in notes or in syndications and other people's deals. There's lots of ways to make money outside of you actually investing. And this show is going to be the Passive Income Life, because it's not just about passive income, it's about life. And my friend who I met through Rubicon, again, another connection. I just, pieced that together right now. But another connection that I just had in my brain now came through the conference. And this gentleman is fantastic. Let me say it this way. And he says this, and I tell him, try not to, do this too much. Try not to say it too much, but it's okay to share. He's lost $1 million. That's how much he's invested, meaning he's invested so much more, but he's invested so much that he's actually lost $1 million in, I think it was either notes and buying businesses and all that sort of stuff. So he's got plenty of experience in all this other passive ways to invest. His name is Zach Zimmer. Fantastic guy. He actually didn't even, he came to me and said, "Hey, Dustin, I want to help people. I want to do what you do where I'm just helping people. Can I connect with you and start, if anybody needs help, can I help them?" I said, "Let's talk about it." Fast forward now, we're having him be the guy at Master Passive Income that teaches multifamily, that teaches note investing, that teaches passive income investing, where you park your money and make money on that. So amazing. We're also going to have a Master Passive Income daily show. Now, this daily show is going to be daily articles, daily news, daily things about real estate and passive income so that you can get this. Now, these are articles. I'll be completely straightforward and tell how this is. I hired somebody, super nice, awesome lady. She goes by Nikki B. She doesn't want her real name because I think her job, and she just wants a little side income. Super sweet. I met her at a conference too. I just met her at Podfest. Oh, wow. It's so amazing. You meet amazing people at conferences. Did I say that before? Or did I say that you should go to conferences? Well, Nikki B is amazing. She has a fantastic, phenomenal voice, and she is going to be reading articles that we find that are going to be applicable to you and passive income, real estate investing, passive income, all that sort of stuff. And that's going to be a daily show, Monday through Friday. It's going to be about 7 to maybe 10 minutes long. Not a lot, but it's going to give you some really, really good information. That's another show that we're putting out. Okay, so here is another show that we're bringing on, is we are going to bring on somebody who does YouTube. I kid you not, YouTube. And this gentleman, I met him at the conference, actually FinCon again, same conference. I met him at the conference, and he and I have known each other for about 5 years now. And we live in the same city. We hang out together. And then he just does YouTube. And he's created 2 or 3 channels. I think it's 3 channels now that make him I'm not going to tell unless he tells how much. And if you listen to the podcast, you will definitely, if he shares how much money he makes in his shows, he makes a lot of money. He's not Mr. Beast or anything, but the passive income that he makes is absolutely amazing. And his show is going to be all about teaching you how to make passive income on YouTube. And it's not just ads. That's just one way. There's so many other ways to make passive income through YouTube. And the podcast is going to be called YouTube Passive Income, or it is called. It's already out there. It's called Podcast. Sorry, I said wrong thing. YouTube Passive Income Podcast. That's the name of the podcast. My good friend Dennis Trufin. Dennis Trufin has 2 or 3 channels that make him money. And actually, you know what? I saw this in him because he was just focusing on YouTube, making money on YouTube. I said, you know what, Dennis? When I talk to you about your business of YouTube, like what you currently do and how you're doing it, you don't really light up. But when I ask you, get happy or excited or really pumped up, when I ask you what I should do to make my YouTube better, I see you beaming with excitement and being so happy. Why don't you teach YouTube? Why don't you teach people how to do YouTube and make passive income? He goes, I'll think about it. So literally 3 years later, it's been 3 years, and I ran into him at the most recent Podfest. And at the most recent Podfest, I said, Dennis, what in the world are you doing here? You're a YouTuber. He goes, well, I'm just kind of thinking about starting YouTube like you told me a couple of years ago. Or sorry, starting a podcast like you told me a couple of years ago. And I said, what? Gave him a big hug. He and I are very, very similar, very extroverted, very fun, very exciting people. And I was like, dude, this is so exciting. I said, you know what's interesting? I literally brought 6 other people to Podfest because we are creating a podcast network. We're creating a podcast network of lots of different types of streams of passive income. Would you want to be a part of that? So he said, well, let me ask my wife. Let me talk to my wife about it. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page and see if I want to be a part of it. Literally 30 minutes later, he calls me up. Man, I'm in, 100% in. I said, well, that's awesome. I thought I was going to give him like 2 days to give me a call and let me know. He said, I talked to my wife and she said, well, do you trust Dustin? And he goes, I've literally known him for 5 years now. He's been a good friend. 100%. I trust him. And she said, well, if you trust him to take care of you and to, look after your best interests, then why not? It would just be amazing. And he said, yes, I'll do it. So Dennis Ruffin, a good friend of mine, has his own podcast now, part of the Master Passive Income Podcast Network. Now, that's a YouTube passive income podcast. You can look that one up. One more that I'll tell you about now, and more will be coming. Eventually, like a podcast passive income, maybe blogging passive income might come down the road. Not here yet. I need to find the right people that are the right fit that I would present to you. That's the biggest thing. I want to present the right people to you. Again, I don't do business. I don't work with people that I don't like, or it could just be me. It's probably me. I'm probably the jerk, and they're the right person, and it just doesn't work out, which is totally fine. We're not going to waste each other's time. And this next podcast that I'm bringing on it's with somebody that I met at a conference again. I tell you, if you have a business or if you have a desire to do anything in life, if you're not going to events where people are putting their money and life forward to actually do what it is that they want to do, they're so serious about it, they're putting time, money, and effort towards it, you're missing out. I can't tell you enough. I'm just trying to share what's been such a blessing in my life. So this next person I met at another conference, and she came up to me and says, Dustin, your conference, RubeCon, the first one was, and I said, yeah, it's my first one. He said, well, there's a lot of men. There's a lot of dudes in here. I'm like, yeah, I know. More than likely, I think YouTube and Apple and Spotify, they send my show out to a lot of men, I guess. But I would love to have women be a part of it. So fast forward the story, the conversation, she became the MC last year at last year's RubeCon, and she's MCing again this year RubeCon. What she does is she teaches people a couple things. Number one, how to have midterm properties. Short-term are great. She could definitely teach that. But midterm type properties, where these midterm properties are 30, 60, 90 days, she's an expert. In fact, she even wrote a book that is published by Bigger Pockets, which I think I might have stole her away from Bigger Pockets, but she wrote a book. It was published by Bigger Pockets. She basically put in a proposal. They said yes. She wrote the book, and it's published. She wrote the amazing book, 30-Day Stay. And with that book, it's helped lots and lots of people. And then I've been talking to her for like 2 years. I said, why don't you have a podcast? Your personality is fantastic. Everybody loves you. You're extroverted like me. The podcast is the absolute way to go. And she's, well, I just got social media that's been working really, really well. I said, okay, well, if you ever want to start a podcast, let me know. I'll help you out. Like, I'll tell you what I do and give you all the examples of what to do. Fast forward now, like 2 years later, I said, hey, are you thinking about starting a podcast? And this was at the time that this podcast network started kind of going in my brain of a possibility of starting a podcast network with lots of other experts in other ways to make passive income. And she said, you know what? It's almost coming in like a perfect timing right now in my life. Like I'm thinking about, because she travels the world, like literally travels the world. She's nomadic, which means doesn't have a home. She has homes, meaning plural. Lots of homes that are her rental properties, her 30-day stay and more, but she doesn't have a home that she lives in because she's always traveling. With that, she said, you know what? I'm thinking about, slimming down my life a little bit, not traveling as much and, setting my feet down. And I've been thinking about doing a podcast because I talked to you a while ago and I want to do it. I said, you know what? Here is my vision. I share the vision to her and I say, hey, this vision of mine is to help more people to get passive income to invest in real estate. I would love to have you be a part of the Master Passive Income Podcast Network. And within 2 seconds, she said, absolutely, yes, 100%. She's a fantastic person. She's emceeing again this next year. Her podcast name, we've yet to be determined. She was literally traveling it's March now, middle of March. She's literally traveled every single day of this year, 2024. And she hasn't had time to actually put the episodes together and really put brain to it. But with her podcast. It's going to be about extended stay, about 30-day stay, about midterm properties, how to manage your properties from afar, how to furnish these properties from afar. Her name is Sarah Weaver. She is an absolutely amazing person, just like all of these other people who are a part of the Master Passive Income Network. And all of this is to help you, my listener, to help you to become financially free, to get your life back, to stop working for somebody else, be successfully unemployed, become financially independent. In fact, what I wanted was financial independence. I didn't want to have to worry about the next paycheck coming in. You may have heard my story where I got laid off. That's the punchline. I got laid off when my wife had our fourth child. I got back from paternity leave and I get laid off that next Friday. Well, I was so amazed that happened, crazy at the same time. But I said, this can never happen again. So I made it an absolute passion, direction, vision for myself to get passive income. Now I literally have, I don't know, if you think of streams of income, lots and lots of streams of income coming in. Some are a little bit of money, some are a lot of money, but they all flow into my river of income, which is my real estate investing. And I would suggest if you're listening to the show and you're in YouTube passive income, or if you're in, let's say, making a podcast getting passive income, hang out with us, real estate investors, because that's where it happens long-term. Long-term generational wealth comes through real estate, but you don't have to start there. You can start anywhere else. And that's what the Master Passive Income Podcast Network is for. It's for you. It's for you to gain the knowledge, the expertise, and the community, and even the experts. Like these people that I'm bringing on are experts in this. And like I said, the community, the people around you that are going to help you to also do this very, very well and to be successful. That's our ultimate goal. We would love to see 1 million people. Actually, no, I take that back. When we were at our conference, we were having a mastermind together, a couple hours just chatting about what the vision for the Master Passive Income Podcast Network would be. I told them my vision is to help 1 million people to invest in real estate, to become financially independent. William said, well, man, Dustin, you helped me, and then now I'm helping other people. So it's multiplying out even much more so. We need to raise that to 10 million people. We need to help 10 million people to get passive income, financial freedom, become successfully unemployed. I said, you know what? That is a fantastic goal. So our goal is to help 10 million. I got to get it out of my brain, to help 10 million people. And you are one of them. We want you to get financial independence. We want you to get passive income so that you never, ever have to work a job again and be dependent on somebody else. Stick with us here at Master Passive Income Podcast Network. We are going to be sharing with you so many amazing ways to get passive income. Thank you so much for listening to this show. Honestly, because you listen to the show, that really gives me fuel to come back every single week to go out and put an episode out. I mean, just you. Like, literally think about you listening to this, not let alone however many people are listening to it. You, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. My goal is to share the light of Christ as best I can to every single person. This is just another way to do it. Thank you very much. God bless you, and hopefully see you at RubeCon. If not, see you in the next episode. And that is it for today. Go ahead and get my free real estate investing course. Text the word rental to 33777. RENTAL to 33777. You can also join my Real Estate Wealth Builders group coaching. Get all my courses. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next show. See ya.